Hello world, welcome back to the Razor RC, and super excited because we do have a brand new vehicle here in the workshop. We've got the Arrma Gorgon. This is a 1/10 scale electric two-wheel drive monster truck, and just came out pretty much today, so super excited to get my hands on one of these. Now it does come in a few different versions. It does have a ready to run version with battery and charger. I think it sells for $170-ish. They also make one without the battery and charger. Those are a little bit cheaper, I think at $139. And then for the ready to run complete kit, they actually make two versions. One, which is a true pre-built version, and then they got this one, which is actually an electric kit that you got to assemble yourself. So super excited because I do appreciate that companies out there like Arrma are still making kits that you can build yourself. I think that's a big part of the hobby, and certainly one of the fun parts of having a hobby grade vehicle. Now this is an update to what they had, which was the Voltage line. So that was pretty much the same vehicle. Does have some updates now. The Voltage came in two different versions. I think it came in a Phase-On and a Granite version. I think the Phase-On one is actually discontinued, and maybe you can still get the Granite one. But this is kind of like a V2 version. They did make some updates, did make some changes, some improvements. There's some information about what it comes with. There's the radio, ESC motor, and servo, and then the battery and charger that comes with. And it is, I believe, made in China. That's what it says here somewhere. And those are all the parts. So it is kind of pre-built, but you will have to basically assemble the last remaining steps. So I'm excited to be taking a look at that and seeing how that actually goes. So I have not opened this up. We're going to crack open the box and see what comes inside. There's the contents. Actually, this is a fairly small box. It's not humongous. It'd be like the size of like a giant shoebox for like a pair of boots or something like that. But it is nice that it's packaged quite well. Here's the manual. The bind plug looks like a little bit of additional information. Here's the assembly instructions. Here's the big monster truck tires. Feels like there's no foams in these, so that's interesting. Foamless tires. Not sure that's a good thing. Here are some shocks. Looks like probably the rear shocks. So everything is labeled with different bags telling you the order in which to assemble them. Bags 10 and 11 looks like probably front arms and C-hubs. Here are the dry shafts. These have also been updated, so they are thicker. That was one of the weaknesses in the Voltage line, that the dry shafts did have a tendency to break. Looks like here's some additional C-hubs. Here's the actual transmission. So there is, you know, the differential. Yeah, it should be a sealed gear differential, I believe. Fluid filled, so that's pretty nice. Batteries, additional tools. Looks like, I'm not sure what that is in there. It does come with the rear axles and rear upper links there. And then here's the battery. Standard, I think it's like a 7-cell nickel metal hydride battery, so 8.4 volts battery compartment tray. It does say it's rear or bottom mounting batteries, so not a big fan of the bottom mounted batteries or bottom loading, but you know, we'll see how that goes. Here's the radio, the SLT2, I believe it's called, the 550 size can motor. One nice upgrade or change is they did go to a slipper, so that was again a weakness on the original Boost. Or I'm sorry, Voltage. It was just a fixed burger. This will provide additional durability. It is adjustable there with that plastic nut. Looks like there's the motor wires, gray and black. I'm not sure what this is. Looks like a shock tower. Bag 14, the other shock tower. And then here's the chassis. So the chassis has been updated a little bit. It's no longer using what they used to have, which was 18650 cell batteries. It is a little bit different. I think it's also a higher center of gravity than before, so it looks slightly different. Here's your transmission. Here's the front end where the servo mounts in vertically, the battery tray that mounts in underneath, so it does have a battery tray compartment. And then, yeah, just one giant molded piece, or I guess it's two screwed together, two halves screwed together. But yeah, very durable chassis. This thing is not going to break on you at the speeds this thing goes to. Here's the body, super nice. Does come in a few different colors. The kit comes in black, but they also make, I think, a green, a blue, and a red, if I recall correctly. Upper links looks like the servo there with the servo receiver on the horn. But yeah, the body is super nice. Those of you not familiar, a Gorgon is basically like a Medusa. I think from Greek mythology, Medusa was the creature that turned humans or men into stone, and then she had snakes for hair. So I think there were like 3 Gorgon sisters or something like that. So yeah, that is what the Gorgon is named after. Looks like bottom, probably rear arms there with the bottom hinge pin brace. It is all plastic, although it seems pretty solid. So no metal. It looks like, oh, it is metal there in the rear and maybe plastic in the front is what it looks like. So one metal rear hinge pin brace, front bumper, and then the, I think, front arms. And that's pretty much it. So yeah, this is what comes in the kit. We're definitely going to put this thing together. Hopefully it goes pretty smooth. And yeah, I'll let you know how the build went. 45 minutes later and it's done. So this was a super simple build. Took me about 45 minutes to put together. I think most people an hour, hour and a half if you've never built an RC car before, but very, very simple. Shocks are pre-built, tires are pre-mounted. You'll see, everything is already wired up, so you don't have to do any soldering or anything. So very, very simple build. The only one gotcha I would say is that here for the motor screws, it does say to use thread lock. That's what the TL is. Does not come with any thread lock in the box, so probably pick some of that up at your local hobby store if you can. That'll just keep the motor in place, make it less likely to strip the motor or anything like that. But really, really nice. I will say the chassis is different. I did notice a few differences. It does seem to go together really, really nicely. They did a nice improvement on that. So yeah, we're pretty much done with the build and just got to go drive this thing. Okay, so tires are not what I would say super grippy in this type of terrain. Really more of a realistic type of monster truck pattern. But doable. I have these first set a little bit tighter than normal. I'm up another 3/4 turn on the slipper. Also set the steering trim, steering wheel race, and change the battery connector to an EC5 because that's what I normally run, and this is on 2S LiPo. It's a bug in my way. Speed is okay, pretty typical for this. I think it's under 20 miles per hour, my guess. I'm not really sure. Sounds a bit rough. I think the transmission is not super smooth. It does come with some grease on it, which is nice. So it's one of the cool things. It's like pre-greased, sort of. As it spins, it wears in. But it's a really good-looking truck, by the way. Pretty fun. Tires are quite cushy, even though they don't have any foams in them. They got no foams. They're decent. Certainly, no problems driving it in dirt. The lack of foams actually helps it get a little bit more grip because they can conform to the shape of the terrain a little better. I think that was actually a good call. I know a lot of people were freaking out that it doesn't have foams, but I think it's actually works fine. Well, that's it for the first run of the Gorgon kit. So I put this together, like I mentioned, 45 minutes. Pretty easy, pretty quick build. I think anyone could put one together. All you need is really like a 2mm and a 2.5mm Allen wrench, 7mm wheel nut wrench, and some Loctite. I think that's about it. Drives pretty well. There are some nice details on the body I didn't mention earlier. It does have, you know, a clipless external mounting system. Basically, it just has these giant body clips inside underneath, so that's pretty nice. Definitely like a sort of Greek, you know, mythology theme. It's got Medusa there on the back. Says I break for snakes, faster, tougher, don't just bash blast, in sort of like the Greek font. And then your little Greek Euro sticker there. Another funny thing, I think a little inside joke, it says S.L. Jackson, which I'm guessing is Samuel L. Jackson, who was in the movie Snakes on a Plane, if I remember correctly. So that's a pretty funny little joke there. And then I think that says Mythology League. It's really small font, but yeah, Dare to Stare there on the top. Just fun little truck. You know, not super fast. I would guess it's under 20 miles per hour, like I mentioned. But nothing broke here on the first run. And I think the shocks might be a little bit under oiled, so I will have to double check that. But the foamless tires actually work well. They are vented, which is nice. Nothing fell off. Yeah, slipper clutch actually seems to work well, so that's a nice improvement they made. And then shocks wise, they look like that might be the old Arrma V3 shocks from the 4x4 line. Not really sure, but we'll have to take a look at that as well. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit the like, share, subscribe buttons. Look for more videos soon. Thanks for watching.